Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good week. We look forward to a wonderful Shabbos here at Young Israel of Brookline, where Israel will be on our minds even more than normal. We will be hosting two incredible Torah teachers, Rabbi Michael and Professor Smadar Rosenzweig, who will be teaching Israel-themed, Eretz Israel-themed Torah throughout Shabbos. We'll also have a special Israeli-themed Kiddush to enjoy after davening as well. All of this with the mindset looking towards next week, which will have Yom HaZikaron, in which we will remember and recognize all those who have given their lives for the state and the land of Israel, and Yom HaAtzmaut, in which we'll celebrate the incredible gift that Hashem has given us of the Jewish country in our native homeland. We also take this time, as we do every week, to remember that today is day 217, that the hostages remain in Gaza, and we daven for them where they are, and that they should be returned and reunited with their families as soon as possible. And as it seems that more intense operations may be beginning, have already begun, will continue, we daven for all the chayalim, the soldiers of Israel, that they should be successful in their missions, and Hashem should protect them as well. On our Erev Shabbos videos of our Torah this year, we have been always sharing some ideas, some reflection related to chesed, kindness, to some bein adam l'chavero, interpersonal trait, how to be better people in terms of how we treat and act and interact with people, and in our relationships with people close to us, people far from us. And sometimes it is not obvious to find an example of that in the parsha, or it takes some more cover. This week, the choice of pasuk to discuss is obvious, for in this week's parsha, we have the incredible command, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, you should love your neighbor, your fellow, as you love yourself. As Rebbi says, that klal gadol b'Torah, it is the great principle of the Torah. As Hillel taught the convert, this is the most important mitzvah of the Torah, and the rest of the Torah, so to speak, is merely commentary of it. I share with you two thoughts, one from Rav Hirsch, the great Rav Samson Raphael Hirsch, the leader of the approach to Torah in the German tradition, rationalist and worldly, and also one thought from the Baal HaTanya, the first Lubavitcher Rebbi, from the world of Hasidus. And they both explain that the mitzvah of Ahavta l'reacha kamocha, to love one's fellow as yourself, can't just happen automatically. The mitzvah actually does not begin in the emotional part of our personality, but rather it begins with an intellectual decision and attempt to frame and see things. It begins with the mind, and that will open up the heart. Rav Hirsch explains that the way to get to a place where we can love every Jew as we love ourselves, is to recognize that every Jew is a creation of Hashem. Every Jew is a child of Hashem. Hashem loves every single Jew, and if we love Hashem, we must love his children. We know that even though there may be some people that we wouldn't really care for, but they are the relative, or maybe the spouse, or the good friend of someone who we really love, who we really care for, and therefore we just can't view them in a negative light. We certainly would never be able to do something to harm them or hurt them, because we wouldn't want to cause that pain to the person who we do naturally love. And so too, we should make sure that we focus on and meditate that every Jew, every human, but particularly this applies to every Jew, is a creation of Hashem, was created in the image of God, is a child of God, and to do something bad against another Jew, to think negatively against another Jew, to chas v'shalom hate another Jew, is almost like you're having those feelings towards Hashem, which we would never countenance. And if we can see every Jew in that light, a precious creation of Hashem, a child of Hashem, a baby of Hashem, it'll help to open our hearts and love every Jew. The Baal HaTanya teaches a different meditation, a different mental focus to help open up our hearts to fulfill the mitzvah of Ahavta l'reacha kamocha. And in a more metaphysical way, Kabbalistic way, the Baal HaTanya, the first Lubavitcher Rebbi, Shner Zalman of Liadi, explains that the essence of every person is our soul, not our body. The I am, is the soul inside of me, not my body. And when I look at someone else, I shouldn't look at their body, but I should think and try to imagine the soul that is within them. And more, that we should know that the entire Jewish people, we are like one meta soul. In heaven, we are all connected, and just our souls descend, and they are merely branches of the same soul. And we only seem as if we are totally distinct people, because our souls are enclosed in our bodies, and the body is distinct. The body separates. But in our soul, we are one and the same. We can imagine our souls connected up to Shemaim, and being connected in heaven, again, in some spiritual, incredible, miraculous way. And that is the mental focus. Don't look at the person, don't look at their body, don't even look at their face, but imagine the soul that is within them, and know that that soul and your soul, we are just branches of the same soul. And if we see the other person as ourselves, so then we'll naturally not want to do harm against them. We'll feel bad to think negatively against them. It will promote a sense of connection and ultimately a sense of love. But the commonality of the teaching of Rav Hirsch and the teaching of the Baal HaTanya is that it does not start with our hearts, it starts with our brains. We have to choose to see people in a certain light such that it is easier to love them. We have to think about what can we do to improve the way we see other people, see other Jews, to see them in a more positive light, to remove any negative feelings or chas v'shalom hatred in our heart, but only to be filled with love towards every Jew. And in that way, we have tried our little bit in this Devar Torah to bring together two different groups in the Jewish people, two different traditions, the German Jewish rationalist worldly tradition and the spiritual, mystical, emotional tradition of Hasidus and Lubavitch in particular. We're all part of the same Jewish people. We're all reflections of the same divine image. We all contribute and build together the same Torah and the same destiny of the Jewish people. We are one. We should increase the fulfillment of the V'ahavta l'recha kamocha in our hearts and in the entire Jewish people, and that should be a merit for the entire Jewish people. We are one nation, united, we are strong, and we will achieve our greatest destiny. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.